morning, post-Thanksgiving UUCBV people. My name is Reverend Kaya, and you're welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Brazos Valley. My pronouns are she, they. And we're going to sing, we're going to sit at the welcome table, which is number 407 in the gray hymnal. Y'all have hymnals? All right, excellent. Good. I need glasses. What did I do with them? Not on my head. Where people put them. All right. I'm going to guess. Y'all might have to tell me what the words are. Okay. Gonna sit at the welcome table. We're gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. Gonna sit at the welcome table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. All kind of people at the welcome table. All kind of people at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. Table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. No fancy style at the welcome table. No fancy style at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. Fancy style at the welcome table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. Well, our worship associate today is supposed to be Gay Webb, but as you can tell, I am not Gay Webb. And she has COVID, unfortunately. So she can't be with us today, but we're going to send her good vibes. She's got Paxlovid, and we're checking on her regularly. All right, we at the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Brazos Valley, UUCBV, or Brazos UU for short. My name is Reverend Kaya, and my pronouns are she, they, and I am serving as your worship assistant today. Wherever you are, wherever you have come from, wherever you are on life's journey, you're welcome here. We have a number of announcements. We are collecting items for the Brazos Valley Blessing, which is one of the 4 groups that we give half our plate to at the end of the year. We vote on that every May. So there's a box out here. There's also, if you look on Facebook, there's a list of everything they need. And you can click on it and you can tell them to deliver it to Brazos Valley, and you don't even have to see the box, which is kind of nice. But we're going to also have a drive-through pickup. So if you have things you want to drop off, but they have a list of exactly what they need, and it's out there. Do you have the list out there by the box? Yeah. So you can look at the box list, see what you can afford and what you want to do or what you might already have, and we'll help our friends at Brazos Valley make sure that about 300 kids have a good Christmas. If you have a joy or concern, you want to write it in the book. The book is actually back from its excursion around the world. And hopefully, I'll read it. And remember that our service is recorded, so if you have anything you want to keep a little private, you might want to modulate your message. Also, we are run on the generosity of our members. We don't get big hunks of change from the UUA or anybody else out there. There's nobody going, wow, I want to support that church. But we do. And so if you haven't paid your pledge or you've forgotten about it, I'm just reminding you. And now I believe Reed is going to help me with lighting the chalice. We say these words together. And they should be on the screen? Yeah, they are. Okay. We light the chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian and Merciless faith, as a beacon of hope for all who seek justice, dignity, and compassion, and in celebration of the life of truth and meaning we share together. And now we say our affirmation all together. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Do you all know this song, Shabbat Shalom?
Yes.
So it means just peace during your service. That's all it means. But we're singing these Israeli folk songs in support of all the drama that's going on in Israel and Gaza, and we want peace for everybody, nobody being mistreated. So that's why we're singing this song. And I even have a backup for it. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. That's the best part. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Got it? Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Beautiful. I'm so happy. As Unitarian Universalists, we believe there's a spark of the divine in every being, including our beings. And this is your great opportunity to say howdy to all these people that you don't know, because we have a lot of visitors today. If you have your name tag on, that helps, but make sure you say hello, and I will let you know when it's over. So, greet the holy within our midst.
Yesterday on my way home from work. Permanent mixture out there. Like where you do.
I know
together, so this was a test to see if the Aggies were. Just kidding. But I am Allison. I'm so happy to see everyone today. And each week I tell a story. It's called The Time for All Ages, and it's from itty bitty bitties all the way until you get full grown. You should find something you love about this story. So today we're talking about a girl who has very big wishes. And it's called Carmela, Full of Wishes by Matt de la Peña, and it is illustrated by Christian Robinson. Carmela scootered along the uneven dirt path, watching men stoop to work with their hands. Her birthday bracelets jingling and jangling. The thick greenhouse air smelled of marigolds and overturned earth and fresh manure. Carmela knew exactly what manure was, but she didn't want to think about that. Not today. Today she awoke to candles in her pancakes, and her mom sang, "Happy birthday to you," and told her, "Go on, mija, make a wish." But Carmela's wish had already come true. She was finally old enough to go with her big brother. Carmela followed as he cut back onto the street at Freedom Boulevard, past the crowded bus stop and fenced-off repair shop, past the old folks' home where two hunched old women waved smiles, past the huge home improvement store where her dad used to stand around weekend mornings waiting for work. Carmela tried to make small talk with her brother as their metal cart rattled, but her brother didn't make small talk back. He didn't want her tagging along. "Too bad," she told him with her glare. Just outside the laundromat, she picked a lone dandelion growing among the concrete weeds. She pulled a breath and leaned toward the fuzzy white bulb. But just before she could blow, her brother butted in. "Did you even make a wish? You're supposed to make a wish. Everybody knows that." "Of course I made a wish," she told him. But it was a lie. Carmela didn't know. Carmela helped her brother sort colors one-handed, helped him load the washers one item at a time. While their clothes spun, her imagination turned, each new thought ushered in by a jingle of bracelets. Her brother found the sound annoying and shot her a dirty look. "Too bad," she told him with her glare. She jingled her bracelets as she rode up to Miss Maria's vegetable stand, imagining a machine built into her bedroom wall, one that would spit out anything she could think of, but mostly candies. She jingled her bracelets in line at the locksmith shop, imagining her mom sleeping in one of those fancy hotel beds she spent all day making for fancy guests. She jingled her bracelets at the bodega down the block from their old apartment building, imagining her dad getting his papers fixed so he could finally be home. She jingled her bracelets outside the pharmacy, eyeing the shiny new bikes in the window. Her brother stopped in his tracks. "Why do you have to be so annoying?" She thrummed her bracelets at him and said, "It's a free country." The only time she didn't reach for her bracelets was when her brother ducked into his friend's house. Carmela slumped down on the curb, silently imagining all the things she could turn him into. The slimy pink tail of a rat, a cockroach scurrying away from the light, a wheelbarrow full of manure left in the sun. She stared down at the dandelion in her hand. It seemed so much more important now that she knew it was a place to put her wishes. What if she made the wrong choice? Carmela tried to hop on a curb on the long trip home, But her tire caught and her handlebars twisted and she went crashing to the concrete. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. But then she saw her dandelion crushed beside the drain. She looked up at her big brother, warm tears rolling down her cheeks. He lifted up her scooter. You okay? She shook her head and pointed. My wish. He took her by the arm and led her back up the block, past the laundromat and the flea market, past the greenhouses and the smell of manure, past the overgrown park and across the train tracks. He didn't stop until they made it to an abandoned farmhouse near a cliff overlooking the sea. Close your eyes, he said. Carmilla kept them closed. Now make your wish, he said. Carmilla listened to the ocean's hum in the distance. She listened to the squawking birds. She listened to the wind whistling past her ears. Then she opened her eyes. She saw hundreds of tiny white spores lifting into the air, floating out toward the far-off surf. The sky was full of wishes. Let's go, her brother said. Don't you want to know my wish? She asked. He shook his head. If you tell me, it won't come true. She looked back one last time, then she took off her bracelets and followed her brother home. And today we're talking about news from the border, and I thought this was a wonderful book because we have to remember that people are human beings, right? So we talk about statistics and large groups of people, but at the end of the day, kids, they're human. They want to make wishes in the dandelions, and I hope they all get to do that. So if you are going to religious education with me, we are painting masks, and I'll meet you at the back of the room. And if the rest of you would sing us out with this little light of mine, that would be wonderful.
I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
Does somebody have the joys and
Yeah.
sorrows? Oh, excellent. Thank you. Here. You can hang on to it. All right, let's see how well I can read people's writing. Okay, Aaron says, we had to have our dog Bandit put to sleep. He was almost 21 years old, and we were lucky to have him with me for 19 years. His unconditional love saved my life at least once when going through hard times. He was a very good boy. Sorry, Aaron. So thankful for the pause in fighting in Gaza and the return of some of those held captive. May peace come to the Middle East soon. Not sure who said that, but thank you. And that is a good thought. Liz is happy after that break. Liz is happy that after breaking his hip and getting pneumonia in the hospital, her dad is finally in rehab and starting to heal up from hip replacement surgery. Whew. Yeah. Let's close our eyes a minute and hold everybody in our hearts, both the joys and concerns that we had and the ones that are unspoken. We're going to say a meditation. May you be free from dangers. You can repeat it after me if you choose to. May you be free from danger. May you be mentally happy. May you be physically happy. May you have ease of well-being. And the second time we're going to say it for somebody we love. May you be free from danger. May you be mentally happy. May you be physically happy. May you have ease of well-being. And this last time, we're going to say it for someone to whom we have a resentment. Don't look around. May you be free from danger. May you be mentally happy. May you be physically happy. May you have ease of well-being. May it be so. We're supposed to sing that? I think so. You can have any mic you want. Which mic would you like?
I'm asking if you take.
I'll be over here just helping you out. I love this song, I don't guess we'll record.
This is true.
Is that a good key?
Good news, we're breathing. Good news, we're alive. Good news, we're here. No one can deny. Good news, we're breathing. Good news, we're alive. Good news, we're here. No one can deny. You break my heart, you break my bones, but no one can break my spirit. My spirit is my home. You can take my money, you can take my time, but no one can take my spirit. My spirit is mine. Good news, we're breathing. Good news, we're alive. Good news, we're here. No one can deny. Good news, we're breathing. Good news, we're alive. Good news, we're here. No one can deny. You can fool my mind. You can fool my eyes. But no one can fool my spirit. 'Cause my spirit is wise. You can bound my body. You can bound my day. But no one can bound my spirit. 'Cause my spirit knows the way. Good news, we're breathing. Good news, we're alive. Good news, we're here. No one can deny. Good news, we're breathing. Good news, we're alive. Good news, we're here. No one can deny. Spirit finds a way. The Spirit finds a way. The Spirit finds a way. The Spirit finds a way. Oh, the Spirit finds a way. Oh, Spirit finds a way. One more. Spirit finds a way. Spirit finds a way. Good news. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly Ward. Thank you, Coco Alcorn, who wrote that song. Thank you, Coco, for giving me one chord. Our reading today comes from Juan Somavia, who says, migrants are an asset to every community and every country where they bring their labor. Let us give them the dignity they deserve as human beings and the respect they deserve as workers. And now, I'm very pleased to listen to my friend, Heather Malkawi, and she is a seminarian at Austin Press. Need to be taller?
No, we're good. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's absolutely a pleasure to be here with you today. Now, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Heather Malkawi, and as Reverend Kai said, I'm a senior over at Austin Seminary. And in my spare time, I also serve as an intern minister with Texas UU Justice Ministry, and I'm also the Unitarian Universalist Justice Fellow with Texas Impact. So part of my joy of my positions is getting together with other Unitarian Universalists and share my experiences and the things that I have witnessed. Now, over the past 2 years, my work with Texas Impact has involved engaging with various policy priorities, from health justice to anti-gun violence, to school vouchers, LGBTQIA2S+ issues, and most recently, immigration concerns at the southern border. Now, I do not claim to be an expert in these matters, but rather a UU who seeks to make a positive difference in our world and in our state. Today, I wanted to take a moment to discuss a critical issue that has been at the forefront of our attention for some time now: the situation at the southern border. Not everyone has the ability or the means to travel, so I'm here to share with you my firsthand visual witness to the border and what it looks like. I never want to assume that anyone's level of knowledge or experience with the Texas policies, so let's go ahead and start with some basics about the Texas legislature and the bills that are currently in focus. Our legislators, they come together every 2 years to review policies, propose changes, and to set out plans for the next 2 years. Our governor has called his 4th special session this year, addressing issues such as school vouchers and immigration. Now, we can't possibly discuss all of the immigration changes and concerns that have happened this year alone, but I do want to share with you some of the highlights from this special session. One of the key bills that we've been dealing with is SB 4 and its identical companion HB 4. This bill is simply put is dangerous to anyone, anywhere in the state of Texas. When it goes into effect next year, it will authorize any state or local law enforcement officers to detain individuals suspected of having crossed the Texas border unlawfully and transport them before any state magistrate, judge, or justice of the peace who can dismiss the case and order a person be transported to any port of entry. It will criminalize failure to leave with a prison sentence of up to 20 years. It creates an improper entry charge, making entering Texas between ports of entry a Class B misdemeanor for non-citizens. And finally, this law will be applicable throughout the state of Texas. The author of the bill states that his intent was for it to be used within 50 miles of the border, but wrote it to authorize application throughout the whole state of Texas. Next, we have SB 3. This was a support bill providing $1.5 billion of additional funds to border walls and infrastructure. Now, this includes additional buoys and tactical wires. This passed the House vote on November 16th of this year. And finally, we have CBP 1. Now, this isn't a bill, but rather a phone application. Customs and Border Patrol states that in an effort to streamline the review of immigration and asylum seeking, that process, they've created an app named CBP 1. Each day, the app allows about 1,400 appointments to be scheduled through the CBP 1 app. That's a minuscule amount of what is needed. However, there are some stipulations in order to schedule this appointment. The requester must be in central or northern Mexico in order to ask for an appointment. The app sets to schedule appointments at 11 a.m. until they're full. I'm going to go back to where that's a minuscule amount of slots available. So this is going to be similar to waiting in queue on a Ticketmaster website, trying to purchase those tickets to Taylor Swift for that concert that everybody's wanting to go to. So you can imagine how difficult this is to get an appointment when there are limited numbers available and it's the hottest ticket in town. Now, in this scenario, there are a lot of assumptions that are being made and resources that we take for granted, such as assuming that while sojourning thousands of miles, these travelers have a cell phone, access to electricity, knowledge of English or Spanish to use the site, and that they know about the existence and location. Now, I've spent quite a bit of time down at the Rio Grande Valley this year because a small part of my work recently has been involved in helping facilitate witness trips to the Texas-Mexico border, allowing participants to bear witness to the reality of the lives affected by our policies. Just a few days ago, one of my sons and I were down in the valley to have Friendsgiving on Friday. We found ourselves with not much to do on Thanksgiving Day since we agreed that we were going to be having Friendsgiving on Friday. So we agreed that we should go to a local non-governmental organization, nonprofit, to see if we could help out. Now, not knowing if they were going to be open or if they were going to be closed, we drove to Team Brownsville. They are the non-governmental agency that is almost solely run by volunteers. They work together to help asylum seekers that find themselves in Brownsville, Texas, and those who are waiting in Mexican cities of Matamoros and Reynosa. Many of those who are waiting on the Mexico side of the border are waiting for their CBP-1 appointments, or they're still attempting to even get one. When we arrived, we found a handful of volunteers who had created a small turkey dinner for asylum seekers who had been processed and were waiting for buses to transport them to their next destination. While we were waiting for them to arrive, we were creating ham and cheese sandwiches in an assembly line fashion for them to take with them on their journey. Now, for some of them, the 3 sandwiches that were their allotment is the only food that they will have for the next 3-day journey that they are going to be going on. Over the past year, there has been a decrease in people who are coming for services. The manager said that she too had seen a decrease in people and attributed it to the new bills that are being passed. With the passing of SB4, more people are afraid now to stop for help because it's one more chance of being stopped, detained, or possibly starting the process again by being transported back to the port of entry. This is a real life. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 or your 3 sandwiches. Now, the Texas Impact Immigration Education and Advocacy Manager, Fabi Benitez, shared that, unfortunately, real people will suffer the grave consequences of having their lives completely upended. Criminalizing and returning individuals to ports of entry does nothing to solve humanitarian crisis at the border. Instead, this bill endangers all Texans. All right, and everybody just kind of take a deep breath, because that was a lot. I can hear some of you thinking, then what the heck do we do? The easy thing for me to say would be call your legislators, join advocacy groups and causes that are close to your heart, and get out there and see what's going on so that you can be a voice for change. Now, please don't get me wrong. I am saying go out and do all of those things. However, I believe that we should also evaluate where we are socially choosing our place for our own borders and boundaries in regards to human interaction. According to a professor at the Institute for Advanced Studies, Didier Fasson, the outer boundaries of territories, borders, and the internal distinctions within societies are boundaries, have traditionally been conceptualized in distinct ways: immigration, nationality, and citizenship in the first. Radical or racial, ethnic, religious, caste, and class differentiations in the second. While globalization has not eliminated borders, but in fact strengthened them, it's also given rise to new dynamics and concerns regarding societal boundaries. During one of the border trips that I did facilitate, a participant recounted previous experiences he had had at the border. He described how families and friends would meet at the border wall just to talk and to see each other. There were portions of the wall that you could barely see through, and you could barely see who you were talking to. The small spaces were so thin that only a finger could pass through. It was in these tiny openings that families, friends, and loved ones on opposite sides of the wall could connect for one brief moment. He then shared, there was a part of the wall between San Diego and Tijuana that had breaks in the wall. And in that space is Friendship Park. Friendship Park facilitates a weekly binational church service that's lovingly called the Border Church. This has become a space for people who, with many nationalities, and now those who are online, are able to come together in a space for people to worship together. This is how we balance the concepts of borders versus boundaries. In the midst of division and adversity, the Border Church used and embraced the imposed border between the two countries to create a mutual meeting space. They also set boundaries and guidelines of the church, where they were able to hold services, bringing people together. We have to find these brief moments of unity, allowing for those healthy boundaries rather than solidifying borders. Sadly, in February of 2020, the U.S. side in San Diego, the Border Patrol completely closed Friendship Park. And they have made no commitment to its reopening. But there are people who are taking action by petitioning that the U.S. side of Friendship Park be reopened. So I'm going to circle back to the question of, what do we do? Some recommendations that I've heard are petition the federal government to substantially increase asylum processing at the U.S. ports of entry, allowing more appointments to be able to be utilized. Ask the Senate to support Border Texans' aids to migrants by providing needed goods, shelter, and dignified transportation. And asking the state to build welcoming centers and create a new system to help new potential Texans adjust to their life here. So most of all, I encourage you to look inward and think about what the Spirit is moving you towards. And then do when the Spirit says do.
Now let an offering be taken to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us. A community of memory and hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream. This church shares the proceeds of the offering plate donation every week to help support important nonprofit organizations with which we work. The 4 groups we voted for at last year's congregational meeting were the African American Museum here in Bryan, Brazos Valley Blessings, the Pride Center, and the Brazos Mobile Food Pantry. We vote on this every May at our congregational meeting. Please be as generous as you can. And now an offering will be taken, and I'm going to sing you a song, and you're hopefully going to help me. Can you remember back in history to 2008 when Obama was running for president, and we were all worried that people couldn't vote in Ohio. Can you remember that? Okay. So I got asked by Holly Near to go on a tour with a bunch of musicians to help get the vote out. So we sang it at election centers and places where people registered to vote, and at all the different campaign headquarters. And the theme of the Obama became Si se puede, which means yes we can, but that comes from the farm workers in Cesar Chavez. But so that's the chorus, so it's easy to sing, and I believe in diversity and drumming. So if you all could do a clap, like, and you can change it up if it's weird. We are rich in this time, and our choices all matter. Every breath, every step brings the power to change. We are rich in our friends and the strength of our visions. Built with sweat, built with heart, from the dirt on our hands. Si se puede, si se puede. Si se puede, si se puede. That's all there is to it. Si se puede, si se puede, si se puede. Si se puede, si se puede, si se puede. Si se puede, si se puede. We must not fail. Get big or get out. The lie that they sell makes us fools, saps our strength, grinds our souls into shells. But the master is always weaker than the slave. We are free like the tide. We will rise. Si se puede, si se puede, si se puede. Si se puede, try it. Si se puede, si se puede, si se puede. Si se puede, si se puede, si se puede. Si se puede, si se puede, si se puede. Okay, clapping solo. A little preaching now. Don't dream. A dream without action is empty. An excuse that someday we might have what we need. But someday is a gamble that risks our tomorrows, when today is our first responsibility. Si se puede, si se puede, si se puede, si se puede. Si se puede, si se puede, si se puede. Si se puede, si se puede, si se puede. Si se puede, si se puede. We must not fail. We must not, we must not, we must not fail. We must not, we must not, we must not fail. We must not, we must not, we must not fail. Si se puede. All gifts. We appreciate your gifts, and we give you all blessings. May your generosity return to you tenfold. And now please join me in extinguishing the chalice, which we will do simultaneously. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we gather together again. I hope you hang out. It doesn't look like we have coffee today, but we have some snacks. And, oh, we do. We have coffee. Okay, awesome. Please take a chance to get to know everybody. And are we going out to lunch? Anybody want to go? We'll figure out where we're going. Can you all go? Yeah, excellent. We'll take everybody out for lunch. Remember the way of the wind and breathe and blow. Remember the way of the fire and sparkle